Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to Gnan Cloud Garage. In this session, I'm going to talk about the era of multi-cloud services. Here is the agenda. What is the industrial revolution path of human progress and enabling technology? And what was the Marx famous quote in 2011? And real world examples, software eats the world. And if software eats the world, where did this software come from? And we can rephrase Mark's famous quote today. And how does VMware define multi-cloud and multi-cloud solutions? And what are the 5 categories of multi-cloud services? And what are the multi-cloud use cases? To understand the multi-cloud services, we need some basic foundational concepts. So we'll quickly run through some basics and then we'll go to the actual concept. Okay. So what is the industrial revolution path of human progress and enabling technology? We'll discuss now. So this is we already aware, but just quickly recall what is our industrial path. So the first industrial revolution in year 1784, the main it start from the steam engine. So that means steam, water, mechanical production in the first industrial revolution. When comes to the second industrial revolution, approximately the year 1870, and the main industrial revolution is electricity technology, and their division of labor, electricity, and mass production was started. Now, when it comes to the third industrial revolution in year 1969, and the microprocessor technology was invented, and we have a processors 8085, 8086, 186, 386, 486. That means any x86 architecture. And more onto the more focused industrial revolution is on electronics, IT, information technology, and automation production. Okay. Now, the fourth industrial revolution is started from approximately year 2016, and as we know, data analytics, mobile devices, artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning in short form ML, and the technology is intelligent cloud, intelligent edge. So today we are talking about the multi-cloud. So this was started from 2016. Now the still the fourth industrial revolution is still going on. Okay. So what was the Marx famous quote in 2011? Marx was actually predicted in 10 years ago. His prediction was, he is the Marx Anderson and founder of Netscape. What was his prediction is, he's predicted that software is eating the world in all sectors. That means all the industries, software is eating the world. But this quote he released in year 2011. But if you compare now, this quote is absolutely 100% accurate even today also. And in the future, every company will become a software company. That was his prediction earlier. Okay, so that was 100% sure. And here are the top giant software companies. So as we know, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Apple, and so on. There are so many other software companies also, but these are all the top giant companies. And if you see the Microsoft have a Microsoft private cloud software, Microsoft Azure Stack. If you want a Microsoft public cloud software, that is Microsoft Azure Cloud. And Amazon also have a private cloud software, which is AWS Outpost, and the public cloud software name is AWS Cloud. And even similarly, Google also have a private cloud and public cloud. Private cloud of Google is, we call it as Google. For both private and public cloud, Google have a Google Anthos for multi-cloud management. And specifically for the Google Cloud public means we have to use GCP, Google Cloud Platform. And Apple is also within the mobile industry. There is so much revolution in the Apple company. Okay. So now quickly understand real world examples software eats the world statement. So why he predicted this statement, software eats the world. If you compare eats traditional businesses in general. Suppose in previous we have a bookstores. Now the books are available in a online. So Amazon, we can use it on tab. Also, we can read the all the books, and even Amazon website. We have a Amazon app. You can get all the books. And ads, previously it was traditional businesses normal ads, but now we have a Google ads. And music also, we have now the software is enhanced for the music, iTunes, Spotify, Pandora. And telecom industry in traditional, but in comes to the after the our industry into fourth generation of industry revolution, we have a Skype and WhatsApp for all any kind of calls, either a teleconference or video calls. We can use Skype and WhatsApp. And recruiting also, the software we are using is LinkedIn. And financial perspective, we have a software, so many softwares available. Two examples are PayPal, Payla. Okay. And not only the traditional business, and software eats the value chain also, value chain business like cars, automobile industry. So all the engine and safety control, now we are using a softwares. And entertain passengers, we have multiple softwares. And guidance like GPS and all, and connectivity also we are using a softwares. And defense perspective, even defense also we have satellite imagery and smart weapons, communications and logistics. And similarly retailer industry also, if you see logistics and distribution, we are using some softwares and ERP tools. And the price optimization also, we are using some uh, s- Microsoft CRM, customer relationship management software, MSBI and SAP, depends on the requirements. And route optimizations. So these are all the changes happen when the software was started using. Okay. Now, the another question is, if software eats the world, where did this software come from? Okay. So it's a good question. Where did this software is come from? So software was developed by developers only. So it come from the developers. So developers are indeed in the driver's seat, and because they are the ones writing software. Okay. So now we can try to rephrase the code. So we can rephrase Mark's famous code today. So that if we rephrase that code, what it will be is, developers are eating the world. Okay. So just kidding. So developers are eating the world. So that we can see that over the last decade, that means almost over the 10 years, last 10 years, cloud adoption has risen steadily due to developer preference for the cloud to deliver agility, cost and innovation benefits. Okay, suppose to cut short, we can say this statement is, developers drive the business and the business is in the cloud. This is the statement I'm trying to explain you. I repeat, developers drives the business and the business is in cloud. Okay, so cloud, we know we have a private cloud. That means it is completely dedicated to the certain dedicated organization. That is nothing but a private cloud. And public cloud, it can be a shared among the multiple customers, multiple tenants. That is the public cloud. It's open to all, but private is open to only few only. It's not for all, and public is open to all. And hybrid cloud means it's a mixed of private and public, is nothing but a hybrid cloud. And suppose if you want multi-cloud means, if any of the customers using a multiple clouds, either two public clouds or two private cloud, or they are using one hybrid cloud plus any additional cloud, we can consider it as a multi-cloud. So as per our recent surveys, IDC and Gartner, they says that 73% of enterprises are already using two or more public clouds. Okay, this is the official survey result. So 73%. That means the multi-cloud also using is already started. So what we can say now is, a new approach is required, an approach that simplifies and unifies technologies across all clouds. So across all the clouds, we need a one unified technology. So that is the reason the era of multi-cloud services are arrived. Okay, this is only our today's key topic, the era of multi-cloud services. Why we are learning this means, already the modernization is started enhancing, and it's evaluating from private to public, public to hybrid, hybrid to multi-cloud. Okay, so during this modernization, digital transformation journey, we have to know about the multi-cloud services also in future. So now let's understand, how does VMware define multi-cloud and multi-cloud solutions? So as according to the VMware, or not only VMware, even every organization, they consider that multi-cloud means, a multi-cloud is an IT industry term that describes a customer's use of any combination of private, public, hybrid, or local clouds. If you have any multiple cloud combination, any two or more cloud combination, that is nothing but a multi-cloud. And multi-cloud solutions. A multi-cloud solution is a set of highly interoperable technologies that enables the organization to build and deliver traditional and cloud native applications using their preferred languages. Okay, whatever the language they want to use, like they can use Go language or they can use Python, any language based on the developer's perspective, and tools and the frameworks, and deploy them consistently and securely on the cloud of their choice. That is the multi-cloud solutions. So within these multi-cloud services, the VMware divided these services into 5 categories. So let's understand what are the 5 categories of multi-cloud services. So multi-cloud means, so as we know, it's maybe a local cloud within our on-premises data center, or private cloud, or it can be a public cloud, or it in any of the edge locations like remote office and branch offices. So within all these environments, if you want to implement the services, this is nothing but a multi-cloud services layer. So these services are divided into 5 categories. The first category is infrastructure services. So this is the icon for the infrastructure services. Okay, and another multi-cloud service layer is a data plane services. So it's main focusing on the data plane. And another service is end user services. So it's specific to the customer's multi-tenant management. And another one is application services. So to talk about the modern applications. Okay. And another one is, if you have all the services, definitely at the end of the day, we need to provide the security. So security service also comes under the multi-cloud services layer. So these 5 services, if you want to remember easily, the keyword is ideas. I just highlighted in yellow. If you remember the word ideas, that ideas first letter I means infrastructure services, D means data plane services, E means end user services, A means application services, and S means security services. So even if you compare with any other cloud services also, most of the services all comes under this 5 categories only. If you are providing a virtual machine creation and deployment, or network firewall rule creation, or creation of some VLANs, all are comes under the infrastructure services. And data plane service means if you want to provide any of the storage, either it is a primary storage or secondary storage, all are comes under the data plane services. And end user services means end user may have some specific requirements. Those requirements are comes under the end user services. And application services means it's kind of provisioning of application and design and deploying the application and also the operations. So these applications can be either any of the project related applications. Okay, and you can use the applications in a tier based applications, or you can use a containerized based applications. Nowadays we have a containerized applications. That means micro services architecture. And the security services, we can use the any of the security specific to network security. If you want to implement, we can use the NSX, VMware NSX 4.0. Okay, that is the example. Now let's understand what are the multi-cloud use cases. So if you want to use the multi-cloud services, according to the VMware Cloud enables customers to achieve true cloud agnosticism. So that means this cloud agnosticism means these services you can enable in any of the environment. That means your workload can run on on-premises, private, public, multi-cloud, and so on. Okay, so the main use case is app modernization. App modernization means microservices architecture. So containerized application, all the enterprise applications. So this enterprise application and app modernization means in generally for VMware perspective, we can use VMware Tanzu. Okay, and Tanju also have a multiple products like vSphere with the Tanju or VCF with the Tanju, or we can use TKG, Tanju Kubernetes Grid, and the Tanju Service Mesh, and so on. These all comes under the app modernization. And migrate to the cloud. Suppose if you have a on-premises environment, you want to migrate your workloads from on-premises to private or on-premises to public. That is nothing but a migrate to cloud. Even some of the developers, they may application that develop the application on premises, they want to run that application on a private or public cloud environments. That is easy to migrate from on premises to any of the remote cloud. So that is nothing in general, that is uses a lift and shift model. And scale on demand. If you want to enhance your resources, CPU, memory, disk, and IC, or any of the specific instances level auto scaling and all, we can able to do. That is also one common use case in multi-cloud. And hybrid cloud management. Suppose in VMware perspective, hybrid cloud management means we have multiple options like VMC on AWS. That means VMware cloud on AWS. That is one option. And another hybrid cloud method is we can say VMC on Azure. Even the VMware cloud, you can run the instances directly on a Azure, and another one VMware cloud on Google Cloud Engine. So that is also you can run on either AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. And apart from this, even if you want to implement the hybrid cloud service specifically to the VMware tool, you can use VCF, VMware Cloud Foundation. That can be also help us to manage private cloud as well as hybrid cloud management. But the backbone of foundational tools for the VCF is we have to learn vSphere, NSX, and also the vSAN. If you have this three conceptual knowledge, and along with if you want to know the operation management using vRealize operations and also the vRealize suite using vRealize automation and all, it will be helpful to understand the complete use case of hybrid cloud management. And unify multi-cloud operations. So for multi-cloud operations, so whatever the services we discussed, like ideas, infrastructure services, and also the data plane services, end user services, and we have application services, and also the last but not the least is security services. So these all we can unifiedly manage within the multi-cloud operations. Okay, so in our later classes, the few services we'll start discussing. Okay, that's it for today. If you are watching this video first time, please subscribe. And if you are already subscribed, thanks for your support and encouragement. Bye for now.